skills.
This is your last chance. Warning.
Systems accessed. Activate.
Hello and welcome to Digging in the Dome. This show is hosted by two Pennsylvania.
This host is hosted.
This show is hosted. This happens when you don't have lots of sleep in 2 days. What I was trying to say is this show is hosted by two Pennsylvania men, me, Chris, he Kev, and we're fresh off a lovely episode when we hung out with a Florida man with a dope ass mustache.
Yeah, Mr. Wayne McCarty.
Wayne fucking rocked.
Florida Men on Florida Man. That was awesome.
Man, that guy rocked.
And we're coming to our now over 1,000 Twitter followers as of this weekend, which is amazing. We love you guys. Love the dome pieces.
We do.
Hate Chris's drops.
Gotta get your hands dirty out here, brother.
Seriously, gotta do it. So thank you all, everybody that listens.
And actually,
continue to spread the good word. We appreciate it very much. We love entertaining you guys.
Yes.
And we have much more to bring to the table in the coming weeks and months and years
and forevers. Yes.
I don't know about forever.
I said forever.
I might be going outer space. So
all right, where are you going, to Mars?
No, the moon. I signed up for that moon initiative. So I actually had a guy reach out to me.
Are you being serious?
About profiling me for this thing if I get picked?
Fuck out.
Yeah, they're picking 8 people to go to the moon.
Oh man, we're gonna have a horrible Zoom meeting from the moon. Should be cutting out all the time.
Signal sucks up here.
You see Kevin floating. Huh? Hey,
I'll be like fucking Zap Brannigan. Somehow blow up the fucking universe. I'll find a way. Damn it! They were talking about the space restaurant.
She flies like a.
She handles like a steakhouse, but she flies like a bistro.
Now this is a root with some hair on it. Remember, he was like.
Yeah, so the guy reached out to me today to potentially profile me for this thing, and I answered a bunch of questions for him, and had to send him pictures and everything. So we'll see. We'll see if it happens. But yeah, I'll send it to you later.
Off to the moon.
I'll send you the picture. You can pop it up on the video.
That is fucking hilarious.
I'll show it to you real quick.
Yeah, show it to me. Yeah,
you're gonna laugh your ass off.
Oh man, but so let's see.
I put it on my Instagram stories too.
Let's see.
You can pop that sucker up.
Oh, dude, that's amazing. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. That's fucking hilarious.
Fucking out of here. Fuck this place.
Yeah. Earth stinks.
I'm going to cancel Earth.
Yeah. Well, I think Earth is going to cancel itself. It's pretty much been on that route for a while.
Can we talk about cancel culture real quick?
We sure can. Of course.
So I don't know what side our fans land on, and our listeners.
I think they land on both probably.
I mean,
a little bit.
I think, most of the people that I see that complain about the things that we're potentially, getting rid of or trying to be more cognizant of, tend to be the more, I don't know, aggressive male side. I don't know if that, almost the male chauvinist for some reason.
Are you saying that the person
seems to be the people that are most offended by cancel culture?
Like the idea, how dare you kind of.
Well, it's more along the lines of, like taking things. The people that seem to complain about it the most are the people that seem to think that their rights are somehow being impeded upon.
Right.
And that tend to be people that are like, that are offended by things that they think that because it was okay in their time in the past, it tends to be older white dudes that seem to be offended by it more.
There's a lot of them.
Just because it was something that was popular or something that was, funny or something that was acceptable in the time in which they were growing up or in the time or which they were, in their 20s or 30s to now where those things aren't acceptable, and people are getting bent out of shape about it. Mm-hmm. People are pissed off because they removed Pepe Le Pew from the new Space Jam.
Oh, right? No.
Because Pepe Le Pew's super rapey. You know what I mean? Like that character was built on the premise of being super aggressive towards women. Dave Chappelle talked about it on his stand-up special.
He said, you got to take the pussy.
Sometimes you got to take the pussy.
No, oh God.
Yeah, exactly. So like that, it's not hard. It's not a stretch for that to be like, all right, well then we don't need that, anymore. I'm not bent out of shape because you took Pepe Le Pew out of the fucking Spaceman movie.
Whatever.
Who cares? Yes. Like if you're getting bent out of shape about that, man, you're seriously have too much time on your hands to be complaining about that type of shit.
No shit. Yeah.
Like it doesn't make any sense to me why people and then there's like the people who call it cancel culture. It's like, you're not canceling culture. It's just like, it's not a culture of canceling things. It's like you're weeding out the shit that isn't acceptable anymore,
which is fine. I don't think that the issue, and I'm like kind of two-sided on this. On the one side, I 100% agree that things that are fucked up, like a stinky rapist, stink rape, skunk ape.
Look at fucking Myers Leonard from The Heat today. Called somebody a kike bitch on while playing Call of Duty on a Twitch stream.
That's
believe me,
fucked up.
I've been called at least that or worse playing Call of Duty online.
Oh my God. Oh yeah.
But at the same time, does that mean like he shouldn't be fucking fired from his job? Absolutely. I mean, he just made Gina Carano look like fucking Anne Frank. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and that whole thing too. Like,
yeah,
your freedom of speech is not freedom against consequences.
No. Of course, you should be able to get in trouble for that kind of stuff. I don't think that's a problem.
You completely have the right to say what you want to say,
but you're going to own it.
You have to own that shit, and if you say something stupid, if you say something fucked up, if you say something that isn't societally acceptable anymore, then you're going to get your shit called on it. And whether or not you think people are too sensitive anymore, I personally feel like especially from a comedic perspective, there are some things that like people are like, okay, people are a little too sensitive sometimes about jokes. You know what I mean? About things that are funny. I tend to find fucked up shit funny.
And that's your preference.
But some people don't.
Yep.
But if you work for a company, if you have a job, if you are in the spotlight, if you have the benefit of being famous or being in a position of power and wealth, and then you're going to be scrutinized more. That's just how it is.
True.
If I called my boss a dumb bitch and said that he should be fired out of a cannon into the sun, and he heard that and decided to fire me for my job, or if I was on this podcast talking a shit about my job, they have every right to fire me.
100%.
They're not offending they're not taking my freedom of speech away.
No.
I was free to say that shit.
Right, but you're also free to accept the consequences of what happens when you say it. So the problem, but the other side of it is that I don't like, and what I don't like is when you can't go back in time when those things were acceptable. When it's not like if you're canceling Pepe Le Pew, you can't erase Pepe Le Pew from history, really. You could say, okay, in the context of things, historically speaking, in the context of when he was there, people were okay with it. Yeah. And so what I don't think is fair is I don't think that you could say, hey, this person did something in 1981 and now we're going to fucking ruin them for it. At the time, there was 1,000 other people or 1,000,000 other people doing exactly the same thing, and everybody thought it was fine. So the fact that you're now going back and tracing through everything that culturally at that time was acceptable and then erasing them for that now is bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, is there a statute of limitations on, being an asshole? You know what I mean? Because their Soul Man was made in the 80s.
Yeah, are we going to cancel C. Thomas Howell?
That movie is super offensive.
Right.
They're not going to remake it.
No.
But, he should, just because he was in that.
He should get in trouble. He's an artist. He was acting the part that he was assigned to, just like someone in The Toy or just like someone in we talked about it. All the movies you can't make anymore.
But at the same time, it's like you can't get mad when people say we don't want that type of stuff anymore. Okay. And then that's the problem is people are like, oh, well, now you're too sensitive. This used to be funny and now it's not anymore.
Well, that's
we can grow as people.
Preference. And if you don't want it, if society has decided, okay, perfect example. And this is, probably the most extreme example. Back, I don't know, over 100 years ago, more than 100 years ago, there were slaves, right? So people owned other people. We frown upon that these days, right? Big time. So like
some people do.
Yeah. I mean,
we found out that there's a lot more people that do not.
Yeah. Well, unfortunately, yes. But but truth be told, like there is the people that are like the outlier. Back then, everybody did. Right. Like until there was a civil war that changed the course of American history, until Lincoln did what he did, until we evolved as a people and a culture and a society, that was perfectly acceptable. And by the way, in some certain parts of the world, they're still slaves. Like there's still people that at least to a degree have slave labor. And that is the point, is like, if in the moment in time, am I going to go back and say, now we got to, they kind of do it. They're like, hey, we have to cancel Christopher Columbus, like, okay, but like, you have to, the context has to mean something in this. And if it don't, the historical context of it, because how far are we going to go back now? Yeah.
But at the same time, like Christopher Columbus, what we were taught about Christopher Columbus was very much not the truth or not the full story.
Oh no, he's a piece of shit.
So like, just because we were taught something that was factually inaccurate at the time, and you want to go back and change that, like the Tulsa massacre, erase that from the fucking history books. And now they're just coming to find out about how fucked up it is, and that's finally coming to light. Nobody talked about that shit. Didn't know about that in history class.
They sanitized it from the history books.
So that you can't have it both ways.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
It's like you have to be able to accept that shit that used to be acceptable in society is no longer acceptable,
which is fine.
They're going to try to correct that. Now what may happen, and what has happened in some cases, is there's an overcorrection.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yes, that's the over-rotating. So now it's like everything that you ever did ever is going to go under a microscope. And if it in 2021, it's not acceptable, even though it was perfectly fine and everybody was doing it and everybody was laughing at it back in 1985, you're fucked.
But look at it this way: we have 1,000 followers now. If what we say on this podcast a year from now, when we have 10,000 followers. If somebody goes back and listens to things that we said when we were first starting out, or when we were, had much less followers, and they don't like that, they could very well hold that against us and impede our progress. And of course, that's on us for saying it at the time. You know what I mean? Even if it comes out 5 years from now that, hey, 5 years ago you said this and that's not acceptable anymore. Well,
if it was not acceptable at the time, that's one thing. If it's acceptable, like if societally, and it's hard, it's a barometer that you don't have. Like, I don't know what is the amount of acceptance that you can have around something, a concept that would make it okay at the time, and therefore kind of give you the mulligan when you did it at the time, because you didn't know that you were offending people. You didn't know you were doing.
Look at Eddie Murphy back in the 80s.
Oh my God,
he was super homophobic in his stand-up specials. And now, does that mean that Eddie Murphy, because back then when that was more acceptable to be homophobic, to come forward and say, okay, well, he's not allowed to work because what he said in 1984 isn't socially acceptable? No. But if he came out and did a stand-up tour and he started repeating those jokes, then that would be a problem. That's a problem. That's
a different story. Right. And the other, and you just hit on something that's really important about this, because it's selective cancellation. It's not everybody's, because if you, again, similar to what I said before about like the amount of acceptance and that being the barometer somehow of whether or not it's okay. It's the amount I like you that is going to determine whether do you do more than I like that will erase the whatever thing that you did, and now I'm going to accept you back into the fold of culture, so to speak, or nah, you're not really that great. So, it could be two people on very equal footing in terms of what they said and the hardness of what they said. And then you have to make a determination. So they're saying, well, this person is so much, I like them so much more. They're more interesting to me, more engaging. I follow them. I love them. So they said it and it's okay. This person said it and it's not, and I'm going to cancel them. That's fucked up.
Right. I mean, you get into the situation where you can't have your cake and eat it too. Indeed. You know what I mean? It's like you can't cancel one person or attempt to get someone. And I hate that cancel culture. Yeah. That's that term is annoying. What you're doing,
I like the idea that it's a correction culture. You're you're starting, or you're evolving to a point where you're saying, you know what? We realize now you know what? All the stuff that we were doing back then is kind of fucked up and we shouldn't have. And so we're correcting the behaviors of the past and saying we recognize that is fucked up.
Right.
And we're not down with that anymore. And going forward, don't do it or suffer the fucking consequences, frankly, you know?
But like, and the situation that you get into is, like I said, is the people that grasp onto the things that they like or thought were funny or thought were, you know, in their purview from history as acceptable and don't want to change because a lot of people dislike change. People are freaked out by change.
100%.
You know, so when you start changing things, particularly things that they're fond of, they get they get pissed off. They get aggressively offended. It's just like, dude, you have to be willing to grow as an individual. It's like, we're not trying to cancel. This isn't a culture of cancellation. Is a culture of removing assholes from the, you know, from popularity,
right?
You know, and you have people that, you know, like there's this whole wave now where people are trying to like, they're like cancel Eminem. This is like a huge thing going on. Right now.
I didn't even know that.
Because Eminem's, because like Gen whatever you call whoever came after millennials, Gen Zers, I don't know anymore. It's too hard to follow. I'm too old to care. But like the millennials are old now, and the people that came after millennials don't like millennials,
right?
And are trying to basically go back and they're going back and listening to Eminem, and they're getting super offended by Eminem lyrics and stuff like that. And Eminem's like, dude,
come on, man.
I'm almost 50. Yes. Like we've been there, fucking done that shit.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like that's you're never going. That is a battle you're never going to win.
No,
it is a, you know, society has determined that there is a willingness to accept things, especially in music and artistry.
Art has a little bit different than versus like me just saying something, like the thing that you mentioned earlier,
Myers
being on that's not art. That is just fucking pure racism. Right.
So like, and even if it was just a stupid, angry moment in which he said it, I'm sorry, man, you did it. You are in the spotlight. You are a professional athlete. Like you don't have the,
you get paid millions of dollars.
The swath. You don't have that, you know, that extra, and who knows? I don't know what his punishment's going to be. That it just happened like an hour before I came here to record.
Right.
So, he's fucked either way.
No matter what.
If he keeps his job, people will flip the fuck out.
Of course.
And if he loses his job, people will flip the fuck out.
It's saying there's no happiness that's going to be gained here from anybody. What's going to end up happening is you're going to have, again, more divisiveness. People that are fighting on the one side and the other. But here's the thing that is the most important thing, and I think you were kind of circling the plane on this for a second, at least from my perspective, is that when I am the person that said it, and it was, let's say it was a reaction, that is in your heart.
Yeah.
You said it because it was in your heart, not because like, were you that angry, or maybe you've got serious anger management issues. Either way, that slur is in your heart. You dropped it, and it's fucked up.
Yeah, we talked about the Kyle Larson thing on this podcast before. Yep. You know, when he dropped an M-bomb while he was on a video game stream, he got immediately fired. And then like some people were like, oh well, you know, it was just a, you know, and then Papa John. Did you hear what Papa John came out with?
I know what he did before, but
well, he did an interview like a day or so ago, and he came out and said that he's spent the last 20 months trying to erase the N-word from his vocabulary. But that is some hard ingrained fucking.
Was he like Clockwork Orange? His eyes are like.
Well, I mean, like how ingrained is that in your vernacular that after 20 months it's still a struggle for you not to drop the M-bomb?
Do you think that he has to go to like a therapist and he's like, what do you see? He picks up a picture of like.
But that's what I mean. It's just like, so when somebody like that who is a bajillionaire,
right,
and like. Dude, don't fucking eat his trash pizza anymore. Like, and you have every right to choose not to
you can boycott
he's
him.
A fucking moron.
Yes,
like,
he's an idiot.
Cancel that fucker. I don't care. You know what I mean? Him never seeing Papa John's red, drunken, idiot, racist face again in my life would be totally fine.
The only thing that he really brought to the table was butter garlic sauce. That's it.
Gutter garlic.
Hey, now
that's what it is.
Gutter.
He's
he's gutter trash.
It's gutter.
Yeah, dude, it's just fucked up.
But that's what I'm saying is just like, everyone, you know, everyone in this day and age, particularly with social media and everything like that, you know, you are, everyone has a voice.
Yep.
You know, but at the same time, you're right to say the things that you say is not. It's not without
consequences. Your point. Like,
and that's what people don't understand.
And you look. Here's the deal: Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, whatever, Discord now, like wherever you're posting your stuff, you are now in the interwebs. It's everywhere, right? Like, so guess what? Like, if that's the case, then you are risking that what you said is going to go to somebody who doesn't like it. And if they don't like it enough, and if it is really messed up and a groundswell occurs, you're going to suffer the consequence of that. That's the bottom line.
And you can grow as people, and we're supposed to. You know what I mean?
That's the thing. Yes.
I heard a joke one time, and I don't remember who said it or what the punchline was, but they referred to Sir Ian McKellen as Fagnito. And at the time, I thought it was really funny.
I mean, it is kind of funny,
but
it's fucked up.
But now it's just like, all right, that's not cool anymore. It's not funny. Yeah. You know what I mean? So like, you could grow as a person. You could take something that you found humorous, or something that you used to believe in, or someone that you used to believe in, and then grow to not believe in that anymore. Mm-hmm. not to be a part of that anymore.
You don't need to be
but at the same time, if you're out there talking about this stuff, you're out there spreading it around, if you're out there throwing it on social media, if you're on a microphone like we are now, and you're going to be held accountable for the things that you put out there.
100%. And I'll just say this. I think that
it's not a culture of cancellation to hold people accountable for
what
actions.
They say and what they do. Yeah. Like, so like, and I think that again, when we talk about context,
the people that get pissed off about them getting rid of Mr. Potato Head, like, how are you spending your time? First, why do you give a shit? Yeah.
On both sides. Who plays with the Mr. Potato Head anymore? Yeah. Like, seriously, what are we talking about? Like, I haven't seen a Mr. Potato Head in, I don't even know how long, like at least a decade. Who still has them?
I mean,
why does it matter?
Yeah.
Like, who cares? Mr. Potato Head. So what? Cancel him.
Yeah. Or don't, or call him Potato Head. Who cares? Call him, her, she, who
non-binary Potato Head.
I don't care. It's a boring toy. It sucked in the 60s. It sucks now.
Listen, and maybe this is
but people are pissed. Look, how dare you take my Mr. Potato Head?
Listen, no one's taking your Mr. Potato Head. If you own one and you still play with it, first of all, whoa. Second of all, go ahead, enjoy him and call him Mr. Potato Head all you want. Other people don't want more Mr. Potato Head, so why do you care? Yeah. Why are you invested in this?
Yes.
How much time do you have?
What are you spending your energy on?
This is a good segue.
This is why I'm going to the moon.
That's what I was going to say. In conclusion, this is why Kevin's getting on a fucking rocket, and I don't blame him. I'm about to join him.
I hope it blows up. I really do.
So
on re-entry.
So it does really make me think, because the other day I was watching. We were watching a movie downstairs, Colin and I, and then we stopped watching the movie, but we still stayed in the same room. So she started watching a show on her iPad. I started watching wrestling, of course.
Yep.
So I'm watching wrestling, and then a commercial comes on, and I just look over to make sure, like, hey, how you doing? And like, see if she needs a drink. And I see a woman on the iPad.
Yeah.
That looks like she's standing, like it's like a giant peach table, like a giant, like, and I'm like, what the? And then I look and realize that it is not, in fact, a table, but that is a person, and that is her body, that she's placing things on her like she is a table. It was 600 pound, my 600-pound life. And I was like, I looked over, I'm like, what is that? And she said, what? I'm like, the thing that she's put, it looks like a bed or something. And she's like, no, that's her body. Those are the people, because they're immobile and they've got nothing else going on except eating and figuring out how to get upset about Mr. Potato Head. Well, those are the people.
They're
like, what are you doing? Do you have figure something out? Get a fucking hobby.
I saw some tweet from some conservative fucking jamoke that said something like along the lines of, "You'll never take my Mr. Potato Head and my Pepe Le Pew and my AR-15." And,
whoa, hey,
and it's just like, wow, we're in you got different categories going on here.
My Pepe Le Pew, Mr. Potato Head, the people I have trapped in my basement that I use for slave labor. What?
My fucking gun.
Yes.
Like, all right.
I like how he slipped that in there after Pepe Le Pew and Mr. Potato
Calm down.
Head.
But then on the other side, you have the extreme liberalism where it's like, if you are anything like, anything even remotely, like they just get
twisted.
So offended.
So twisted.
Everything's offensive. It's just like, dude, do you live in a bubble? Like, do you want to are you shielding yourself from every little comment that comes around you and you just can't, are you that thin skinned? Like it's the worst. There's the people on extreme ends, like
the worst.
It's just, man, you have to,
you have to really
be able to be.
But don't you think that does speak to something inside of them? Like it's got to be something inside of them, and maybe it's something as simple as, it's a force the access and the ability to amplify your voice through these different mediums is a force multiplier, because what it does for people that are maybe disenfranchised or people that are lonely.
I think it depends on belief system.
Oh, so tons of things that go into it. Sure,
upbringing and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
I just started watching this documentary on Netflix about the Mormon bombing.
I saw it. I read it. I watched it. I read it.
I read it. I saw it. I wrote it.
Yes, I'm the Mormon.
I bombed everybody. I mean, wait, no.
Shh, don't tell people that. I was 1985. I was way too young.
But I'm watching it and I'm like, how do these people live like this? It's like just, how I don't. World, man. It was so far out of my own comprehension of something that I would ever be.
Yeah.
But at the same time, there are people that choose that want to live like that. No, I didn't finish it yet. I got one episode.
It is. The ending is fantastic.
Okay.
It really is. You're like, oh, wow. Like,
I don't want to ruin anything because this just came out.
No. Go watch it. Like, it's very interesting.
But just talking about just the life that they lead, the way the state of Utah,
very rigid.
And I mean, like, I can't even comprehend it. I could never live my life that way.
No way.
Do I think they're lesser than me, or am I angry at them that they choose to live in that regard? No. Would they see the way that I live and potentially judge me and think I'm going,
yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh my God. They'd be like, oh my God, burn them.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes.
But you can live in certain ways and that's fine.
Yeah.
But but at the same time, you can't expect people to always act in the way that you want them to.
Of course not.
But at the same time, the people that are acting a fucking fool and are being, belligerently disrespectful and racist and sexist and homophobic and stuff like that, man, you're going to get fucking checked on that shit, especially in this day and age.
And we've talked about it a million times on this podcast, like the comeuppance that comes from...
We talk about people that were, look at Ben Roethlisberger. If he had done what he had done or was accused of doing...
Allegedly.
A year ago instead of 20 years ago,
forget it.
Dude, he would have gotten suspended for years. If he might not have even been able to be in the NFL anymore.
He wouldn't have been able to throw 4 interceptions the first.
But I'm just saying, it's like, again, just because it was acceptable back then doesn't mean it's acceptable now. And people need to get over that shit.
People have to evolve, and they have to understand that is the way of the world, and that's okay. It doesn't. It's not like it's took our jabs. It's like, yeah, all right, like it's that kind of mentality, that immediate anger without understanding the context of the intent. Like, and so it's like. The intent is good intent. It's like, hey, we want people to be together. We want them to be inclusive. We want everyone to feel comfortable. And why is there something wrong with that?
Yeah.
Now, what I'd say is, again, the comedian end of me says, okay, but if understand the intent is to entertain, right? Because the hard thing to do when you're doing comedy is to figure out a way to take a premise that is uncomfortable. And Jim Norton says this brilliantly. He, like that's why he gets so frustrated on some of this stuff, not necessarily the cancel culture, but definitely the idea of like police language, but policing language is like the hard thing about it being a comic is you're trying to figure out, take the piss out of something so it's doesn't sting as much. Yeah. So like, he's like, it's like Patrice O'Neill went on the Fox News and he's talking about the rape joke.
Yeah, we talked about that.
Yeah, we talked about that before. It's like, he's like, I appreciate the attempt. He's like, I understand it's fucked up, but I understand the attempt because you're trying to take the sting out of something that is fucking horrific. And that's what comedy is.
Right. But if you're willing to take those chances,
then you have to take the consequences.
Then you have to accept you're going to get some backlash, especially like, the people that like you, when you are saying those types of things and stuff, they're going to continue to like you. They're not going to, but there are going to be people where you talk about their thing and that's going to set them off. And then they're not going to be a fan of yours. Oh, well, this is who I am. This is who I am as a comedian. And that doesn't necessarily mean it's who I am as a person.
Right.
It's just like, I'll say some shit that I think's funny and fucked up.
Yep.
It doesn't mean that I'm a bad person. It doesn't even mean that you
are trying to, at the moment, to elicit a laugh. Right. That's what you're trying to do.
So like people take things very seriously 100%. and some of it is supposed to be taken seriously and some of it is not. And people just have to have common sense and
use good judgment,
understanding and judgment.
Yeah.
But enough of that. Enough diatribing.
Yeah. So
should we get into the breakdown?
In a moment, we will. I would like to talk about one other thing or two other things, really. The first thing is, in addition to 1,000 Twitter followers, we eclipsed 5,000 downloads of our content.
Sweet.
Which is pretty goddamn sweet.
Insert
Thank you very
round
much.
of applause here.
So I think that's awesome. And again,
awesome.
And you, this is again, this is the Dome Piece appreciation component of our program. Right. Thank you.
Why do you say that? Why do you say
I don't know.
Program.
I don't know. I'm fucking, listen, this is going to be,
try not to talk like a weirdo.
I'm going to tell you this right now and just warn you. I've had
cancel Chris's drops.
Yeah, I've had a collective. I've had a collective, a collection of 8 hours of sleep between 2 days. So
that's always fun.
Yeah, I'm very spaceman, and I'm a spaceman. Mm-hmm. So the other thing that I wanted to talk to you really quickly about was how much of a bummer it was that both Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid made the All-Star game, and we got to see neither of them for contact tracing from a fucking COVID yet again fucking us.
Well, yeah, as Philly fans, when you have a player or players that get, and listen, All-Star games are mostly garbage anyway.
It was 170 to 150. But no games would be played like that.
It's somewhat entertaining, but if you're a fan of the sport, you can watch it, casually.
Yeah.
If you're a fan of a certain team and you have, a vested interest in watching certain players do some fun shit, you want to see them, especially, like Embiid, who is a potential MVP candidate. You want to see him play. So it sucks that they had to went to get their hair cut.
They had to get a fade. And next thing you know, they're out of the game. It's like, God damn it.
And now they're out. Now, okay, that sucks that it impacted their ability to participate in the All-Star game.
For a while,
they're out until Saturday. So
Jesus,
they're both probably going to miss the next 2 games. So it sucks, man. But again, you take the chance, you accept the consequences.
Right. I'm going to get a haircut. Now I've got a potentially crippling virus.
It's just like, if you're potentially exposing yourself to those kind of circumstances.
Yeah. You could have some shit.
And they're going to err on the side of caution at this point.
Yep.
But it sucks, man, because it's like, I really wanted to see them mess about in the game. And once they were out, it was just like, I don't really care anymore.
I didn't watch it. I was like, whatever.
I watched the highlights. I watched Steph Curry be ridiculous. He's amazing.
So fucking good.
He's like,
why can't we get that one?
Yeah, it's like one of,
I like Meth Curry. He's all right. As you call him, Meth Curry.
Oh man. But so bummer that they're out.
Yeah, but that's okay. We'll get them back in a couple of days. And then the last thing I wanted to say, which is very exciting, I wanted to hype the return of our good friend Sarah Talamash and maybe her what used to be, because you informed me that they don't have a podcast anymore.
They put it on a hiatus. It doesn't mean that they're not going to do stuff together.
Yeah, well, they're co-headlining Soul Joel's in May, so that's why they're going to come back and hype that. So that's pretty cool. Adrian Appalucci. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah,
all right. So now
for those people who don't know, Soul Joe's is a comedy club in Royersford, Pennsylvania, that has featured some pretty amazing acts. Chris and I got to see Big J Okerson there and Louis J. Gomez.
Yep.
Apparently, there've been some surprise appearances by some bigger comics.
Louis C.K. was there.
C.K.
Yep. Andrew Dice Clay was there.
So, it's a place that's definitely got some chops over the last year, particularly when they were like set up the whole outside beach comedy thing. It was the weirdest shit ever, but it was awesome. We had so much fun. It was freezing that day. Yeah, it was. Check out Soul Joe's.
Soul Joel's. Joel's, not Joe's. It's not Joe. Sojo.
Check out Soul Glow. Coming to America. Coming to America too.
Yes.
Coming to America.
To America.
Check out Soul Joel's. And support them, man. They're awesome.
Yeah, they're very fantastic. All right. So now you said you want to do the breakdown. Do you want to do the breakdown, or do you want to are we doing which block?
We're doing do the breakdown, whatchamacallit, and then we'll do the breakdown.
And the breakdown, and then the topic randomizer, because they're going to connect it. We did
those two, and that'll be the end of the episode, and then we'll do the next one, the scenario and the draft.
All right, so here we gotta get on to the old Zoomaroony so we can look at this together. So and I will of course hit our famous stinger, and you can see the blue.
You need to send me a meeting request.
Oh yeah, I guess I have to do that. I mean, if you just go to my old one, that'll work, because it's the same goddamn one. It's just the.
I don't need to see it, man. I can just roll.
No, you want to see this? You got to see it. I'm gonna because I put a little bit of extra in there for you.
Okay.
So you want to take a look.
If it's your penis, I'm gonna be very upset.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, here you go. Look at this.
Or it's the old lady from Pet
that lady. Oh no, I wouldn't do that to you again.
Yes,
I mean, that was just mean-spirited.
You absolutely would.
I would. I really would.
And now that I mentioned it, you're probably going to do it.
Well, I got time here since you're still diddling around with that shit.
You didn't send me the info yet, you fucking prick.
I am a prick. I'm a bad I'm a bad man. Hold on a minute. Let me, I'll get it to you. It's time for podcast shoutouts. We support indie podcasts, and you should too. So check out these pods, starting with The Rambling Geek, starring 2 Kiwis. No, not the delicious, when ripe furry fruit. I meant 2 gentlemen from New Zealand, Brian and Mike, who talk about comics, movies, TV, games, and more. Listen for the accents, stay for the content. I hate the premise of this next podcast because it spotlights one of the most egregious sins in all of entertainment. But damn it, someone has to do the dirty jobs, and thankfully Jason, Trish, and Sam are here with Invasion of the Remake, a show about the horrors of people remaking movies that were perfectly fine when they had made them the first time. Go check them out and support their cause. Doing the Lord's work out there. Bless you. And finally, our true crime pick is A Few Bad Apples, Police, Crimes, and Cover-Ups. Join the lovely and talented Catherine Sheffield as she spotlights dirty cops and their tawdry deeds. Catherine, unlike us, isn't just talking into a mic for fun. She is legitimately trying to drive police reform, so go make sure you check her out. Well, as always, listen, rate, review, and subscribe if you dig it. And make sure you're checking out these awesome podcasts. All right, let's hear from F45 before we get back to the show. We made it through the bulk with winter, and you know what that means, don't you? You now have to assess the damage that a steady diet of cheese, bread, and booze has brought to your body and try to figure out if there's going to be a way that you could fit inside that bathing suit by mid-May. Or maybe you're just tired of getting winded trying to get off the toilet. Either way, good news, folks. F45 is here to help you hit and exceed your fitness goals, whatever they may be. Whatever stage of fat you are in, the F45 team is here to whip you into shape in time to hit the beach for the summer. So long as you wear 3 masks, stay 6 feet apart, and sanitize. Just, stay away from humans in general will be good. F45 training workouts are designed to help make you feel and perform better in all aspects of your life. They are diverse, intense, and deliver the results. As an F45 member, I can attest to the difference in my overall health and physique. If you're in the Royersford area, F45 is offering a really great deal, 14 days for $14. This is a great way to see if this is the right program for you. Trust me, once you try it, you will sign up and start seeing those results. Contact Rick McGovern or Christy DeChristopher at 610-420-5587 or email them at Royersford at f45training.com. Check out some of the amazing results you could achieve by following them on Insta at F45_training_Royersford PA. Team training, life-changing, F45. All right, now let's get back to the show. Yeah, now we're in business. There we go. Look, we're on Zoom. All right, so let me hit the old
You have to hit two stingers since we're doing them together?
I guess I'll do the one and then the other. I'll do the breakdown.
Actually, you know what? Save the Topic Randomizer stinger for when we spin the wheel at the end.
Fair enough. All right. So here we go. Here's the breakdown.
You busted.
The breakdown. Yes, this is a wonderful one because it connects to our topic randomizer, which was Great Expectations, hyped movies, and movie hype. But basically, really what it was is the idea that some movies, they are pumped up and you're like, yes. And then they come out and you're like,
no,
what?
What
was that? Garbage? That was terrible.
So we decided we could get a twofer out of this one. Yeah. So it came up as a topic randomizer, and I had mentioned on the podcast, I said, what we'll do is we'll break down the trailer from whatever movie we decide and make that the breakdown. And as part of the topic randomizer, where we will discuss said movie. So I had the idea. You chose the movie. We both agreed upon on the two, and
it's
here we go.
It's really bad. Like I watched the trail. So there was a couple of trailers online. There was one that was like 15 seconds. I'm like, that's not good enough. So I wanted to get the theatrical trailer.
Yeah, and there was a HD version. So I hope you grabbed that sucker.
HD version of what?
The theatrical trailer.
Oh, I think I did. I don't know. I probably did.
I don't know.
We'll find out in a minute. You know,
because this particular movie came out in 1999, if I remember correctly. So things were not in high definition.
No. I would agree with that.
If they were, high definition at that time was like a megapixel. So we'll see.
So this is going to be broken up into some small segments. So it'll stop when we're ready to talk about it.
I have a question for you before we start.
Go ahead.
Did you see this movie in the theater when it came out?
No, I did not.
I did.
Oh my God.
I spent good money seeing this movie.
No, you didn't.
God damn it.
You made a poor investment. Yeah. That's what you did.
The money was good. The movie was bad.
The movie's bad. All right. So let's see what we're talking about here. Oh,
why not?
Yeah, let's do it again. Why not? I was like, oh yeah, I guess I had the forethought to put the breakdown stinger in it.
And then you had the burnt,
yes,
50 years of smoking weed that made you forget that you had 50, done that.
Jesus Christ. I was negative 6 years old when I started. No, it was more like I'm a tuckered out boy, but here we go.
Before there was a Secret Service, before there was a CIA, before there was an FBI, there was Jim West.
All right. So if you hadn't figured it out yet, this is the Wild West.
Oh boy.
Which was based on a TV show, I believe, correct?
I don't remember, man. It's remember.
It's a long time ago.
Why they decided to make this hunk of trash.
It is
but
god awful.
Let's discuss a little bit of the history of this movie.
Oh, Lord.
So this movie, like I said,
came out in
1999.
Mm-hmm.
It starred Will Smith,
yep,
Kevin Kline,
yep,
Salma Hayek,
yep, and
I don't remember who played the bad guy.
Kenneth Branagh.
Okay, I don't know.
A Shakespearean actor who, looking back on it, and by the way, I got some notes here.
Whose face looked like what was the V for Vendetta? Mask.
Well, it looked like someone had the V for Vendetta mask and took a black Sharpie and just started drawing curly Q's all over it because the facial hair made no sense. Like it was like there was a curl here and a curl, and you'll see him. He looks ridiculous.
What they essentially tried to do in this tripe was create a steampunk Western.
Yeah.
Yes. So yes, and it was not good.
No,
it was
terrible.
Received poorly. Now you got to remember, at this time, Will Smith is one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah,
this is after the first
prime.
This is
Will Smith
after
territory.
The first Men in Black.
Yep.
And he is, now a leading man. You know what I mean? He's a huge star.
Yep.
So this was mega hyped, to the point where, if I remember correctly, the budget for this movie was well over $100 million.
Oh yeah, we'll get to that in the topic randomizer because I've got a lot of notes in here.
Awesome. Let's
So the other thing to note,
I was just throwing this out there for the people that don't know what Wild Wild West was, since it came out 20 some odd years ago.
And I want to take this time. I know we just got done like loving the fans and telling Jay Dome Pieces, we love you for following us. We love you for the downloads. We apologize for subjecting you to potentially going back and watching this hunk of garbage and then hating us for it and then not following us and then removing your downloads somehow.
I apologize for nothing. This is funny. We've been subjected to this, so therefore you shall too.
That's what happens. You have to get in there. All right, here we go.
But behind every great man is a beautiful woman.
Okay, wait. So, yeah. So this is Kevin Kline. And you'll see in a minute in a wig. And he has somehow, and I don't know where it's been hidden, but if you go back just a teeny bit. Okay, now watch. Like, where the fuck did that come from? He's got a spring-loaded glove.
I think if I remember correctly, he had like a spring-loaded like bustier in his outfit there that took out the bad guy. Let's not pause on things that are not.
This is aggravating to me, not only because it's impractical.
Why? Because he's cross-dressing?
No, I've got no problem with that. Don't try to cancel me, you cunt. No, I'm saying.
Trying to feed you to the wood chipper there.
Trying to get. No, what I'm saying is, like, this is ridiculous. Like, this is not something that you would see. Like, it's not like the technology for a spring-loaded fist coming out of a cross-dresser's fucking chest.
I mean, this is something. This is a very strange thing for you to hang your.
I'm angry about it.
This is a strange mountain for you to die on, because
I'm not dying on it.
There's plenty to go off.
This is terrible. All right, so let's keep going.
Stay out of my way, lady.
Not a lady. I'm a U.S. Marshal.
Now what?
Oh, okay. Wait. We'll go back to. There he is. There he is. So that's Kenneth Branagh. This guy has been in Othello. He's been in Hamlet.
Yep.
He's been in Midsummer's Night Dream. He's done the classic works. And now look at his mustache and beard, and he's popping out of a top hat in the most ridiculous and worst movie maybe of all time. He's fucking ridiculous.
And was he ever in anything after this? He was probably, this movie probably came out and he was probably like, listen, fuck this forever. I'm going back to Broadway or Hamlet in England or whatever he was doing.
When we get to the topic randomizer portion, I will talk to you about all the things that didn't happen for most of the people in this movie after it. This was like the Curse of the Ring. Like all of a sudden your career dies after 7 days of it being released. People saw it and they were like, no more work for you, man. Sir. Yeah.
I mean, let's keep going. Just,
all right. Yeah. Look at this.
I'll roll through this.
All right, here we go.
Just keep playing.
All right.
Will Smith, you're not the master of disguise that you think you are. You look nasty.
All right. So wait. Look at good old Kevin Kline's face. This is how I felt the entire time I watched this goddamn movie. Like, first of all, we just saw the spring loaded and really the tee up of the spring loaded bustier or whatever it is that shot out and smacked somebody in the face. Right?
Yeah,
that's one thing. But now we've seen a gigantic, like, robotic Terminator spider
building.
This is the West. This is the 1800s.
Well, it's like, all right, if you're going to do some sort of like, what was the crazy HBO show?
Westworld.
No. I'm thinking more the H.G. Lovecraft one that was
the Lovecraft Country.
Yeah, so Lovecraft Country. You could mix all kinds of crazy shit together like that. That was awesome. This had so much potential. It's like, okay, you're gonna have some robots in the West. Remember there was that, what was that Daniel Craig Western? It was like Cowboys and Aliens.
Cowboys and Aliens, yeah.
All right, the potential's there. You just got to execute it. This was a bloated whale carcass in the sun of a movie. This had all like it's you know what it is? It is actually kind of like an old west set. Like it's an old west set. So the exterior, like, oh wow, all right. But then when you actually try to go into the saloon, the entire like 2-dimensional thing just goes eek. It's like no content, no nothing. This is just all garbage. Yes, garbage.
Terrible. And look at the face. That's how I feel.
But ugly. Kevin Kline.
The collars around our neck seem to contain powerful magnets.
The old slapstick comedy.
Make sure you leave this part out.
When you talk about this with your kids, make sure you leave this part out. Where my magnetic neck collar has now merged into your penis gun. That's what happened. That there was a penis because not only did he have a ridiculous
titty gun,
zigging, titty fist, bam,
spring-loaded titty fist,
spring-loaded titty fist, and he had cock gun. This is like what Greg Stone was talking about with a cappuccino machine. He had a cock gun, and Will Smith's magnet attached to this thing.
Yeah,
and there you go.
Yeah.
So this and again. The technology, okay, this guy must be did Doc Brown from when he went back into the Old West start helping this dude? Because otherwise, I don't believe that any of this technology is possible in 18 whatever.
Yeah, the ability to suspend disbelief in this movie just never materialized.
Yeah.
It was like people saw it and they were just like, no, fucking no.
Just no. Why?
But let's continue to roll through this.
Yeah, here we go.
Kenneth Branagh and Salma Hayek.
All right. Now, the only reason I did that is because
you wanted to see Salma Hayek.
She's so fucking hot. Young Salma Hayek was
old Salma Hayek. I don't care.
I know. All Salma Hayek. I don't care. She is ridiculous.
Yeah.
God damn. All right.
From the director of Men in Black.
Nice hat.
All right. So, okay. God damn it. Like, so now we have a train, because they're on a train, and he has a button that says do not push. So of course, what does he do?
Pushes it.
Why not?
Yep.
And next thing you know, so stupid Will Smith falls onto a
pool table
and it straps him in, and then flips him over.
Yep.
Okay, why? What functional purpose does that serve at all? Ever?
I don't know. It seems like it could function in ways that you definitely don't want it to.
No. What if I'm playing a game of pool? I don't want that to happen. If someone's pissed because I'm beating them, that's what you hit. That button, and I see all the balls fall out. Oh, come on, man. I was one second away from beating you.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, dude, it was stupid. Like, what the fuck? Like,
well, it's a time, you got to remember the year. It's 1999.
Yes.
The ability to do this stuff in movies was like, holy shit, like the CGI and all this crazy technology and stuff like that was mind blowing at the time. It was like, when this trailer came out, most people were probably, because again, we're talking about hype movies. Most people were probably like, oh dude,
shit. Will Smith from Men in Black is doing this thing. And
this is gonna be crazy. There's fucking crazy robots and fucking Western and shit. And
how are they going to explain all this?
Oh man,
they don't. That's the answer.
It just was a disjointed, awful, bloated carcass of a mess of a movie that was just, they just tried to shove slapstick comedy and
jammed it. Like, okay, all right, the magnet collar made him touch his dick. That's what we're doing right now. That's what you had. That's the fucking the ha-has for the movie. You guys suck. And this was lazy writing at its finest. Really bad.
This was the classic Hollywood let's get a bunch of stars together with a potentially interesting concept.
Yeah.
We're just going to throw a bunch of money at it and hype it up and blow it up as much as we possibly can. And it's going to be the summer blockbuster.
Of course, it came out in June of 1999. So it was definitely a summer. It was a popcorn movie, which is fine. But popcorn movies can be good. Yeah. I've seen a ton of them that were so good. Yeah. This one was god awful, and it was rightfully panned because it fucking stinks. All right, here we go.
Let's wrap it up.
Whoa! That was fun.
Okay. Now, so what I did here was I said, of these people that had to, actually deal with this horse shit and actually, watch or be involved in this, the soundtrack, who would be happy about being involved in the soundtrack now? So we're going to go through this. And of course, Will Smith gets a ding because he was the star of the movie.
Right. Yeah.
He did the Wild Wild West.
Well, it was Kool Moe Dee's song. The Wild Wild West, that was a Kool Moe Dee song back in the 80s. So Will Smith, as he has done for many of his movies, took somebody else's song and then made a song about the movie, like Men in Black. We are the Men in Black, Galaxy Defenders. That wasn't his song; it was somebody else's song that he put his lyrics over. He does that shit all the time,
right? And Stevie Wonder is featured in this.
So and if I remember too, Kool Moe Dee didn't get paid for this.
Well, I probably would change this then. All right, so here's what we're going to go through.
I don't know if that's true, but I think I remember hearing that.
We'll validate. We're going to do a fact check here, folks. All right, so wait, here we go. So watch, ready? So Will Smith definitely down with being on the soundtrack in 2021. Sure. Now, let's see, Drew Hill. Yep, because I don't even know who that is.
He was the one that said, straight to the Wild Wild West.
I thought that was Stevie Wonder.
Well, I mean, it's Drew Hill singing it.
Oh, but
I'm assuming that's the only other person on it.
All right. Okay. Well, that's,
we'll see.
But have you heard from him since?
I mean, he was a 90s R&B singer,
but
so
now,
no.
All right. So God only knows where he is. All right. Next, Kool Moe Dee. Yep.
Yeah.
Enrique Iglesias. Oh, no. Enrique Iglesias is not happy about it. He's thrown up.
Kool Moe Dee isn't happy about it if he didn't get fucking paid on it.
That's why I said I had to switch up the star. I didn't know.
Well, we'll see.
All right, let's see what happens with Blackstreet. Yep, Blackstreet for sure. Because I mean, Blackstreet did that one song with Dre. Yeah. Right. I like the way you work.
Yeah. Yep. For sure. That was a huge monster jam. So they got this one, and then that's all she wrote.
Yeah. Blackstreet went to No Street. He went to back to his street. Tatiana Ali, do you know who that is?
I don't.
Tatiana Ali was a actress in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, and I want to say, was she the younger? I'm not sure exactly who she was the actress, but she's also a musician, and she was featured.
Gotcha.
Here. Faith Evans?
No.
Yep. Not happy.
No, I'm sure that she looks back on this as probably. You know what? I'd argue that. If you were getting paid.
Okay, fair enough. Oh, yeah. The money coming in, that's definitely, it diffuses the pain from this. But if someone brings this up at a party when you're like, at the Grammys, like, hey, how you doing, man?
It's like if somebody brings up to Denzel Washington that movie he did where he was the ghost that was trying to help the racist guy who played the cop in Who Framed Roger Rabbit.
Hoskins.
Yeah,
Robert Hoskins.
Bob Hoskins. So he was in that movie with Bob Hoskins where Bob Hoskins was like a hardcore racist detective, and he had to get a heart transplant, and he got Denzel Washington's heart, and Denzel Washington became a ghost to try to help him solve Denzel Washington's murder.
I wish you would have chosen that one. Actually, I wasn't very hyped.
So imagine somebody bringing that movie up to Denzel Washington. He'll punch you in the face.
Oh my God, he was so mad.
Yeah. So
why are you talking about this?
So I'm sure that
I'm trying to avoid anyone talking about this.
Remember when you were in the Wild Wild West?
Well, let's see about Slick Rick. I would give him a ding because Slick Rick had a lot of success leading up to that, but then
he's still. He went to prison for a while, but it's all relative.
That's all right, but now,
Dre and Eminem, no.
Oh yeah. That's bad for them because this is embarrassing for everyone. So that's the folks from the soundtrack, and that's not even counting the people that really actually have been in this movie, and we'll get into during the topic randomizer here. But first, because you did send it, and I did love it. I'm going to.
It's the one good thing that I remembered
this is so
because of this movie.
Fucking funny.
Don't oversell it.
No, I'm not. I'm trying to open it up.
I remembered it as soon as we picked this movie. It was the first thing I thought of. Was this particular clip?
This is maybe the only thing good that came out of this fucking bullshit right here.
From the west side,
dude.
Oh, dude!
God damn it! Oh, it's so fucking funny, dude.
Him
Holy
playing
shit.
Wild Wild West
it hurts
in
my
that
heart.
episode is fucking incredible.
So now we get to the actual part, like about how, to your point from before, this was and again fits in perfectly with a movie that people thought on the surface was going to be really, really interesting, good, even just fucking entertaining.
Yeah, and not only the people that. The people that were going to pay to see it, the fans, the potential customers for this movie, the potential viewers for this movie, but the actors that were in it too thought it was going to be. I mean, I don't know because I haven't been in any films recently. I don't know that.
Oh, recently? No.
That when
I don't think the cell phone video of you fucking your girlfriend counts.
Definitely not what I was referring to. But thank you. When you're reading a script, when you're going to be in a movie, at other times you got other shit going on too. And again, like I said, it brought up, I was like, Will Smith is the biggest,
Smith's attached.
He's one of the biggest stars in the world right now. So I'll bring up a first fact about this.
Go ahead.
You may have this in there.
Go on.
But Will Smith turned out the lead role in The Matrix to make this movie.
That I didn't know, and it's not one of the things I had.
100% a fact.
Could you imagine if you could have been
Wild
Neo?
Wild West, and he's got The Matrix, and he went Wild Wild West.
Man,
you know
let me tell you
why?
something.
Because he was like, I could make a shitty Wild Wild West song out of this movie.
Yes. I would have do The Matrix.
So he was
The
going
Matrix.
He was going to be Neo,
son of a bitch,
and he took Jim West. Desperado.
You don't want nada.
Jim West.
You don't.
Desperado.
You don't want nada. Oh, I don't want nada. I don't want nada this movie. I don't want nada the trailer. Nothing. So fun fact about this one: the budget, because you had asked before, it's $170 million. And the domestic gross,
$170 million in 1999 money,
which is like $5 billion right now.
We don't know how inflation works here.
It doesn't matter. We don't have a calculator.
Give or take a couple billion.
$4, whatever. The domestic gross in the movie was $113 million. So
$60 million loss.
When you start to see like the drop off, like people went and saw it the first week and they were like, oh, like,
and then they told everybody.
No. You just see a lot of negative 58% week over week growth is bad.
Do you know what this movie currently has as a score on Rotten Tomatoes?
I know for Metacritic, but not
Rotten Tomatoes. Current score for Wild Wild West is a 17% out of 100.
Yeah, Metacritic gave it 38%, but my favorite quotable review from film.com was, the humor is at best thudding, at its worst it's breathtakingly stupid and offensive. That is not something that you want to see in a review.
I'm pretty sure that should be the tagline for our podcast. Breathtakingly stupid and offensive.
The humor is at best thudding. At worst, it's breathtakingly stupid. I feel like we're pretty quick. I don't think it's thudding.
I know. I didn't say that. I just said breathtakingly stupid and offensive.
I'll take that. I can change our Twitter. Our Twitter
perfect.
A podcast that is breathtakingly stupid and offensive. It's about right.
I love it.
Indeed. Yeah. So just to give you some perspective here, there were 5 Oscar nominees and 1 Oscar winner in this piece of shit.
That's fucking crazy.
5 people that were in movies that were worthy of praise from the entire world. Oscars, the best thing that you could possibly be nominated for if you're an actor, the highest accord. And you're in the Wild Wild West with a fucking
a magnetic collar that attracts you to a dick
penis.
Gun.
Yeah, dick gun. That is embarrassing. Now, in fairness, it did win 9 Razzies.
Oh man,
which are like the bizarro Oscars.
Yeah,
like it was like everything. It's like best actor, best supporting actor, best actress.
When you say best, you mean worst.
Yeah. Sorry. Yes, you got what I meant. But like the Razzies, it would be like the worst of the best or whatever you want to talk about that. But yeah,
the best of the worst.
That bad. 9 Razzies.
Yeah,
this thing was a hunk of shit. Now,
you got to keep in mind, again, you're talking about Will Smith, who's currently like huge because of Men in Black, because of Bad Boys. You know, was
Bad Boys before this?
I believe so.
Oh, Jesus
or
Christ.
it's around that time. I mean, like, you got to think that you're like going into this with like high expectations, and Kevin Kline's no fucking slouch either.
Oh my God,
you know what I mean?
dude.
Like he
was the winner.
Yeah.
He won an Oscar for A Fish Called Wanda, and he deserved it because he was fucking awesome in that movie. He was in like, I can't even get like a billion movies. Like he's in like a ton of really good, like pretty much everything else that Kevin Kline's been in. You could say, wow, that was really good. Except this.
Yeah.
This is terrible.
Yeah. Awful. It's largely described as one of the biggest failures, if not just of the 90s of all time, from a hype movie to movie release perspective.
It was garbage. So Will Smith, prior to this, to your point, was in Men in Black.
Yep.
He was in Independence Day as well before this.
Yep. There you go. He's like he's like a easy top 5 leading man in Hollywood at the time.
Yeah.
When he made this movie.
Now, and this is a credit to Will Smith. I'm going to give him some credit here because honestly,
well, you were talking about like after this came out to be in the ring,
boy,
like who, so he rebounded.
He was fine.
Yeah, he didn't.
Will Smith,
this didn't
he was
impact
like
him at all. He probably made a shit ton of money off the soundtrack.
Made a ton of money. Oh yeah, exactly.
He had Cartman talking about it. Wicka Wild Wild West.
Unfortunately, pretty much everybody else got. They did not make it.
Oh man, Salma Hayek, like she just went away eventually.
Yeah, she fell apart
after that movie. The last thing I remember her being in was Dogma, and then after that, I don't remember her in anything else.
Oh, let me tell you about our friend Kevin Kline, who unfortunately after this also.
More like Kevin Decline.
Oh, I see what you did there.
Remember what I said?
Yes.
Breathtakingly offensive and stupid.
Yes. So, Kevin Kline, I'm sure that you've seen this movie. Freedom, A History of Us.
Nope.
D. Lovely.
I mean, that's what they call me on the streets.
They don't. Oh, of course. Oh, wait. Sorry. I misspoke. Jiminy Glick. La
the Jiminy Glick movie?
La Wood. Oh. So now you followed up Wild. You lucky they didn't kick you out and take away your Oscar because what?
The Jiminy Glick movie.
He was in that shitty Pink Panther with Steve Martin.
Oh, that's a rough one too. What about our friend that was one of the most celebrated theater actors of all time prior to this? Yeah, what did he land in after this?
Shit, because it was not good after fucking the Wild Wild West. He worked, but it's all bad. How to Kill Your Neighbor's Dog.
Oh, fantastic movie.
What's this one? Schneider's Second Stage.
No idea.
Oh, he was in Harry Potter for like a minute. A Harry Potter movie. He's probably in there for like he's my goddamn
30 seconds.
10 Days to War.
Yep, no, it's just
this is also, the point. Oh wait, he was in Valkyrie, that movie with Tom Cruise. That movie's all right. He was in, and then he started like rebounding. It took him. This is what happened. It took him. What year was that? Let me find Valkyrie real quick. It took him 9 years to recover from the Wild Wild West.
Dude, that's bad. And like you said, most people that stars in this movie did not recover.
It was bad
from this movie. It's fucking horrifying.
Right.
Now, did you have anything else you wanted to discuss about our friend, the Wild Wild West?
This is the worst thing that this is terrible. Not the worst thing. It's not. I always say it's the worst thing. I always feel at the moment it is the worst thing.
Can we talk real quick about some of the other ideas that we had for this?
Sure. Go ahead.
Because I brought I brought one up that I particularly wanted to do.
Oh, so bad.
And that movie is called A Shape of Water.
It's oh my God.
So for people who don't know, A Shape of Water
should be The Shape of a Turd. Sucked.
Is basically if you wanted Aquaman to actually look like a sea creature and then fuck him. That's basically what A Shape of Water is about. It's about fucking a merman, a lizard man who looks like the fucking guy from Hellboy.
So it's kind of like
it was Guillermo del Toro movie, so it's going to be weird.
Yeah.
But
the effects were cool, I guess.
That movie sucked ass, and it won Best Picture. So I looked at it from the other angle. It was like, what about a movie that is celebrated, that is actually dog shit, and that is A Shape of Water.
Like, that's so good. And
that movie fucking sucks.
So wait.
Don't watch it.
Yeah, so wait.
That movie won Best Picture over Get Out.
Oh,
fuck that movie.
Yeah, definitely fuck that movie. And I have to say that, as the Simpsons fan that I am, they're stealing from fucking Troy McClure. He was in love with fish.
Yeah,
this is the Troy McClure story.
He had a weird fish fetish.
He's like, I'm strange.
Some 20 years prior.
Jub. He's everywhere you want to be.
Jub is fantastic.
He's everywhere you want to be.
Oh, shit. Yeah, so that was one that we had, another one we had discussed too.
So goddamn bad. Yeah. Oh, my God.
Yeah,
oh, it's terrible.
That movie sucks.
I got to get the wheel because we have to spin this goddamn thing.
Oh, yeah.
Why do you say, oh, yeah, like it's a good thing? It is never a good thing.
I don't know. Sometimes it's fun because mostly it hurts you.
Thanks. That's really sweet of you asshole. All right, hold on a minute. Let me get this thing up. So was there any other movies that you thought like, hey, this one would be pretty bad?
Oh, I had a ton of them, but that was one that I actually brought to the table.
Yeah. Dude, it's all bad. Wait. Yep.
And we don't want to burn through too many of them because this will potentially come back up again in Topic Randomizer.
All right, so there we go. Now it's recording. All right, so this is all production, folks. You don't have to worry about it. It's breaking the fourth wall. No worries.
Oh God, you smash yourself in the head with that iPad.
I hope so.
So do
I. Favor. All right, here we go. All right. Oh, you know what? I forgot something.
What'd you forget?
I forgot to play the Topic Randomizer intro. We'll put it in post.
No, do it now.
Okay, so Topic Randomizer, because it's creepy as shit. Here you go.
Step right up, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Step right up and play the game. Be ordered. Step right up for the greatest show in town.
I wonder why I have insomnia. It's because I write music like that. Like I wrote all that shit. Like I put the little like sound effects in with the voice and stuff like that. But I wrote that creepy piano music. That
I'm sure
that's what's going on inside my fucking heart.
That's what's clanging around in your brain at 2 a.m.
Not good. All right,
it's like fucking Homer when he's like got the fucking monkey with the fucking cymbals bashed together in his fucking brain. All right, hit that. All right,
you
shit.
Ready? Here we go.
What is that?
Oh, no.
I do not like that.
Oh.
So the topic that came up is Double Dog Dare.
Well,
so Chris has to go to the
I know what
to
it
the
is.
list.
I don't even want to open it. I know what it is.
I don't know what it is. So Chris likes to add shit in here that I have no idea what the fuck it is.
What's a topic randomizer? It's got to have other tab. You can't just keep the same shit in there. You gotta mix it up a little bit.
Topic randomizer to be kept secret from Kevin. It's just
whatever. Like
I know our fans submit shit and stuff like that all the time, man. But
come to think of it, this was not mine. This was somebody that had sent it in and said, "Hey, what about this?"
Yeah. Well.
So
what is it?
I'll tell you in a second. Okay, hold on. Where are you?
This is valuable production time here.
It's fine. So it is basically you and me daring each other to do something. That's it.
Is that what it says?
That's it. And then
is there a topic?
Process. No, that's it. No, it is literally open kimono. We just dare each other to do something.
I'm not opening my kimono, so don't even.
That takes one off my list.
Fuck that. We'll I'm not riding any skateboards, so you can fucking cross that line off your list.
I wouldn't do that to you just based on previous history. Like that's that would be just cruel, and I'm not that kind of guy.
I dare you to buy my house.
based on what? Yeah. I'm out because.
So Double Dog Dare. All right, we'll have to get into that one.
Oh, that is.
But folks,
I'm so sad that came up.
Yeah, I'm pretty bummed.
The next episode is gonna be really down, guys. We're gonna be like, oh goddamn motherfuckers! You gotta do
I don't know. We'll think of something. We'll make it funny. Yeah.
All right. Well, I guess that's it for now. Yeah. And until the next time.
Peace.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Mwah. And good night. Bang!